What all too common trait do you find extremely unattractive in the opposite, or same, sex? People being obsessed with their social media presence. Inflated egos. Entitlement. Incapability of being humble and make fun of yourself. Thanks you all for the golden karma. Over talking. Not having a give and take in the conversation. The whole let me push all your buttons, you're wrong, I'm right, I do it because I think it's funny to rile you up shtick. Then repeat it immediately. When they think that their taste in music makes them a superior person instead of just having different tastes. Applies to both genders. Edit. Phrasing. Lack of compassion. They only seem to care about themselves. Self-absorbed behavior. The Kardashian housewives of syndrome. You are not the star of some reality show, stop acting like it. I get such second-hand embarrassment when average people post to social media like they're famous. It seems to be the norm now to post content like you're addressing fans and not literally just your friends and family as most are. Hi guys, here's a quick haul I've picked up from Lush. Haven't been posting much lately due to change of circumstances, but I'm back. Big thank you to Topshop for my new jeans, they are amazing. I'm sure your 200 followers are on the edge of their seats. The I'm an a-hole and I don't care if people call me an a-hole attitude. Also the I tell it like it is or always speak my mind people. Who are basically unfiltered a-holes. People who do things for clout and don't actually care for being genuine until they need something from you. Person gives homeless man X amount of money and he cries type of videos. Don't show me that Give the man the money, feel good about yourself, and frick off. Don't give it to him and expect me to praise you, you attention seeker. It absolutely is a good deed, but it's never done to solely help the guy, it's done for internet praise. The gaslighting. On any level. So, I'm to blame for your behavior? I'm to blame because you couldn't possibly be wrong or held accountable for your decisions? Edit. Whoever you are, thank you for the gold. Anyone who takes any advice, disagreement, constructive criticism as a personal attack. Alternatively, people who try to justify personal attacks as constructive criticism. Shouting at their partners in public. Stalking others to make themselves look better. Can the opposite be true too? People who stalk themselves constantly. Playing hard to get. If you like me, just frickin' tell me, stop beating around the bush. Edit. I am a girl. Or when you ask them out, they say no and a couple of months later they tell you they're interested in you but they just wanted you to insist more. Once someone tells me no, I'm done. I'm not gonna start harassing you. Safe and social. Feeling the need to post on social media constantly and pretending that they don't care about it but obviously care a lot. Messiness and having poor hygiene. I was recently told by a friend that his mom thinks of me as a clean person. And this isn't uncommon, either. People always tell me how I don't stink like all the other guys. My secret? I just shower daily. Not to sound superior, because believe me, I'm not, but it's so easy to be clean, and people do notice. Edit. If you have a financial, skin, or mental health issue, 3 things that I never thought I'd end up grouping together, then of course that should be taken into consideration. Everyone says they want their partner to be super career ambitious. Screw that, I say put in your 40 hours then chill. I want someone who knows how to relax. Hard to get. Turns to hard to want real fast. As a woman, I've had a lot of people tell me I'm too easy. Countless men and women say I come on too strong, I can respond to texts in a decent time, have sex quickly if I'm feeling it, etc. The irony is, I just weed out the people who are playing games really quickly because I don't play games. If they wanna chase, they can go find a girl who wants to be chased. I don't have time to waste manipulating my way into an unhealthy relationship. Littering. You'd be surprised how many people don't give a frick and throw shit out their car window. It's disgusting. Edit. I'm glad so many people feel strongly about littering too. Narcissistic. That goes to both genders. Being oblivious to different economic circumstances. Safe and social. I 29M am currently chatting with another guy 23M who earns nearly double what I do, and he's a bit like this. I told him I'm saving up for a deposit to buy a house. He said, why don't I just ask my parents to pay for one? And talking about dream holidays, he's like, why don't you just take time off work and just go? He didn't get it that my parents didn't have frickloads of money, they're below average, don't own their own home etc, and I don't have the savings to go on holiday. Taking time off isn't an issue, Aussie annual leave FTW. Once I took the time to explain why, and opened his eyes to the fact his upbringing wasn't the norm, he got all sheepish and apologized profusely. He felt silly and rude. But he'd been sheltered so much in life he'd never really spoken to someone outside his tax bracket. He said he thought poor people or renters etc were just lazy or failures. But he's starting to see how he's wrong, and what he'd been taught and spoon-fed his entire life was a load of sh*. It's the only reason why I'm giving him a chance, is that he admitted he was wrong and was truly apologetic. So there are the rare occasions where it is understandable, but not excusable. But can also be overcome. Desperately trying to be unique. Unlike everybody else, I don't try to be unique. Just general toxic restless behavior. No, I do not want to sleep with the barista because they asked my name for my order. Yes, I was told to treat as I wanted to be treated as a child, so I will be polite and smile to others from time to time. This does not mean I want to shag every human being I interact with. I had an ex exactly like this. I was once in the hospital getting stitches and they accused me and the doctor flirting with each other. I'm sorry, but someone was doing me a favor and I didn't want to sit there in silence. The alpha mentality. Santa nice. Anytime a dude calls himself an alpha male, I always think of Pinocchio when he says, I'm a real boy. Chewing with your mouth open. Fuck dude, it drives me crazy. I'm just too crazy, not like other girls. Guys that find general housework to be demeaning and beneath them, so they expect women to do it for them. While they sit there, doing absolutely nothing. How can someone be comfortable watching someone do absolutely everything for them? This isn't typical, but I've actually heard a guy try to explain that this behavior is fair because if there was ever a home invasion, he'd be the one that would have to take the bullet and fight the guy off. I mean, a hypothetical situation that will probably never happen is the reason you can act like a pathetic douche every day of your life? WTF. Being rude to wait staff. Toxic positivity. I need to be able to feel bad for a moment when I am dealing with something crappy. It helps me get through it. I dislike people pleasers too. Be kind but don't be a doormat. The inability to admit they are wrong or when they apologize and then justify their actions. Home time. Always on their phone. This annoys me so much. I want to talk to someone while looking at them. When they are constantly on their phone, it makes me feel like I am talking to myself and it's awkward as frick. Acting stupid for attention. Or self-deprecation for attention. Like Buddy. Fake tans, like the ones where they look orange. I've seen both men and women walking around like they are hot, looking like an Oompa Loompa. FR people be walking around looking like Abraham Lincoln on the penny and it looks so bad. Pushing you to do something you don't want to because everyone does it and it's fun. Dancing. when people feel bad for or think it's weird when others do things alone. Just because I enjoy going to restaurants watching movies alone doesn't mean I'm lonely, especially when it's an acquaintance and they ask me to sit with them or talk to me for an extended period. Just let me read my book in peace. GD. The telepathy tax. Partners who hold it against their so when they fail to anticipate and fulfill their unspoken needs and desires. Acting the martyr. Refusing to do anything they think is considered more feminine cause they think it's gay. Not washing your face doesn't make you straight, it just makes you crusty. I may have some bias since I do lean towards more feminine guys, but there's certain limits, man. Acting like being a B or being edgy is cool. Then people say, wow, they are so empowering, they're a boss, they are savage, they are confident, no Becky, they are rude and arrogant. Being needy and acting like you're the only human in their life. Like please give me a freaking break, I didn't adopt a 37-year-old child. 444 months, thanks. Men bragging about being violent. Bar fights ain't zai honey. Lack of emotional intelligence or ability to be able to take a step back from a situation to see things at all sides but instead take everything personally and only hear part of what someone said, then shut people out, preventing anyone from discussing a resolution to a problem as a team. Instead of sitting down and have a discussion over a problem, they disappear for weeks, then make relationship decisions all on their own, come back, then tell you how they're changing the relationship dynamic without your input, without talking to you about it. So, blocking out communication before making important decisions. When you're treated like shit until you prove yourself. When they can take no for an answer. This is a pretty broad statement, but a lot of guys have trouble taking no. It can go from slightly annoying to really scary in a heartbeat. Edit. By broad statement I mean that it goes for both genders. However, because I am a girl, I only ever encounter guys. For me, it's the girls who constantly say I'm ugly and then you tell them they aren't, and then they go no, I'm really ugly, and it just goes back and forth. I can't stand it. No, you're not ugly. People just avoid you because you smell bad. I'm straight, but a trait I find annoying in other men is false confidence. A book I once read described it better, but essentially a guy will to give you a definite answer even if he doesn't know. Then they won't own it if they're wrong. Constantly posting shit on social media for attention. Smell and poor hygiene. No one smells just because they are a dude, they smell because they don't clean themselves. Excessive body spray is not an alternative. More of a general trait, but extroverts that think there is something wrong with you for being an introvert. Chill people, I am not depressed, I just don't like going to the bar every freaking night. I find more enjoyment staying home playing video games or reading a book. Going out with people is exhausting. Nothing wrong with me, I just don't need people around me all the time to be happy. People who put you on the spot in front of others is a way to get you to agree with them on something. My former best friend would this and it ticked me off. For example, asking if I wanted to go to a concert, eat something, etc anything. Or, why not in front of people, and then me having to justify my reasons and being put down if they didn't find my reasons sufficient enough. Treating the waiter like crap at a restaurant. Not taking the freaking compliment. Like, if I say your hair looks good today, and you say, haha, no. It looks like shit, and I try to tell you again that it looks good. If you disagree the second time, I will tell you that fine, I agree it looks like sh. Fuck you, Marlene. Edit. Guys, I don't know someone named Marlene. I was writing this and thought of the Vine LMAO. I'm really bad at taking compliments. Never got them growing up, so now I like subconsciously don't believe them or something. IDK, it's fricked up. Like someone will go good job today and he'll just go no then feel like an idiot. I guess I'll call it selfishness. Whatever makes people disrespectful and ungrateful. Lip fears. It's super popular right now, but it just grosses me the frick out. Same. I'm not interested in someone who looks like they've recently been making out with a shop vac. Spitting. Just grosses me out. Wait, do people really spit habitually around potential romantic partners? Like, I grew up on a farm, spent most of my formative years doing manual labor, I'm generally an uncultured swine, and therefore have been known to hawk a lodgy when I'm working or whatever. But if a girl saw me spit, I'd honestly be pretty mortified. Talking loudly. Not quite screaming, but damn close. Loudness in general. People who have the TV volume blasting very loudly. People who like to make phone calls with the loud TV in the background. People who talk loudly while someone else is on the phone. I just think loudness is a very unattractive quality. Also, and I know some people don't have control over this, but speed. People who are all over the place and don't spend more than 2 seconds on one thought. As someone with ADHD who works in customer service, it becomes very frustrating to help someone who doesn't stay in one place. Very unattractive quality. Edit. I feel like I should say something about people with hearing loss. That's different. At least to me it is. I'm talking about loud, abrasive, and rude people. People who don't seem to understand the social contract. People who have zero social skills and don't know how to talk to other people, especially those in the service industry, without screaming and or yelling over others. People who think that they have something very important to say and have to talk over everyone else to say it. I've dealt with hearing loss people and I have no problem adjusting my voice to accommodate them. Some things can be helped, and I get that. Edit 2. People, I'm not personally attacking anyone. If you can't help it, if that's just how you are, or if you have some sort of affliction, I get it. Not everyone is the same, and I struggle finding the words to convey that it's a very specific type of loud person that I find unattractive. Live and let live. A lot of these people come from large families, where being loud is a survival strategy. So it becomes their normal, and is a difficult habit to break. A general lack of curiosity towards the world. People who only like one side of you. No, I'm not going to be upbeat and cracking jokes all the time. Sometimes I wanna be serious, and if you can't even pretend to care, then the whole relationship feels kinda fake. Thinking that acting antisocial and toxic is empowering or something. Making fun of my appearance, even as a joke. It's a giant red flag and I won't date anyone who teases me about it. Squeaky little girl voices, especially if it's on purpose. See, if it's an affectation, I'm not a huge fan. But if her voice goes up a bit when she's excited or I tell her she looks good or something, I find that pretty cute in a woman. Edit, a word. God, and the ones that do the cringy baby voices. Habitual weed use. I encourage the decriminalization of marijuana, but holy guys, high isn't supposed to be a personality trait. Damn, this connected with me. I have a date tomorrow with a nice young lady and I told myself that I wouldn't smoke at all tomorrow so I could have a legitimate, genuine moment with another person. I also want to remember every detail cause I'm crushing on her hard, y'all. A lot of people have sent me some very kind words. Thank you all. Acting thirsty or making exile innuendos early on. Nothing drives me up more. Just reminds me of that old college humor sketch. I'm gonna make it so dry for you. My mouth is gonna be like sandpaper. It's gonna feel like getting a mouthful of sand. Vanity, always fishing for compliments and validation of appearance. Not being teachable, as in can't be introspective or when faced with new information cannot budge on their initial opinions conclusions, is unattractive. It comes off as stupid and arrogant and makes me feel like I'm dealing with someone who is unreasonable. Thinking thick quirky for doing white girl crackhead energy things. Dabs in Walmart. I'm such a CR at KHED. The need to take pictures so often and record everything. This should never have been normalized. Edit never mind, I take it back. As long as you're doing it to preserve memories and not just solely for the purpose of social media likes, you do you, baby. Capital K. Lol. OMG. Thought I was talking to a person, not a wall. The entire bad boy persona. Huge no for me. People who are socially inept are extremely attractive to me. I love weirdos, extremely shy people, socially awkward people, people who are too smart for their own good causing them to alienate others, people who are just socially oblivious, the list goes on and on. I just like people who seem like they weren't meant for this world, I guess, lol. I think being unable to blend in is very attractive in others. Gets me every time. Edit. Wow, I just realized that I didn't even answer this question correctly. Oops. Thought it said attractive, not unattractive. So either way it seems like it was a happy accident since it seems a lot of you can relate, so I'm gonna leave it up. This is a thing some people like. Guess I might actually have a shot in life. Being judgmental. So many people are a-holes these days. I just want to feel like I can be myself without having to worry if they're gonna think negatively about any random thing I do. Trying too hard to be self-aware. I once dated a girl that was obsessed with being self-aware. If you for some reason did not fit her edgy criteria of that, you were perceived as a lesser person. The irony is she was the most basic B only watches The Office white girl I've met. Biggest regret of my life. Using your partner as your therapist. Man, I don't know why I attract the broken guys, but every date I've been on where it went past the first date, they'd start telling me all about their disturbing thoughts and I'd be supportive, but I'd internally be screaming because this was supposed to be a fun time and I didn't emotionally prepare for this. They are animals. I killed them. And not just the men, but the women, and the children too. I hate sand. Overly attached and expecting to be chased. Both theirs, attitude. Keeping emotions, thoughts and feelings to themselves because that's what a man is supposed to do, or because you're playing hard to get. It's better to be straightforward and honest about how you feel about someone. Having no ambition, work or otherwise. I'm all for pursuing a hobby or dream, but if you live to sit around judging others while you do nothing, that is not attractive. Edit. As mentioned previously, I am all for pursuing a hobby or a dream. Ambition does not always refer to a job, it can be pursuing anything a person is interested in. It is the people who choose to sit around judging others while doing nothing themselves that I was talking about. If you want to do nothing, go for it, but don't tell me how to pursue my life's dreams. I am technically pursuing what most people consider a hobby, so I certainly wasn't just referring to work ambition. Sorry for the confusion, but I left my original comment unedited, which clearly states or otherwise followed by hobbies and dreams. Edit 2. Ironically, it is the ones sitting around doing nothing that are always telling me how to make more money. They always have some sort of get rich quick scheme, or suggestions on how I can make cash on the side. People who smoke. I just can't tolerate the smell. Asking dumb questions that they already know the answers to just to interrupt. That pees me off. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment.